Alright, I'm Mike Martini. I'm going to show everyone out there that has no idea tricking where to start, because a lot of people just start throwing stuff and that's how you get hurt. So I'm just going to walk you through basically a few techniques that you can use and then some combinations afterwards. Alright guys, this is Tricking 101. When you go out to trick, you want to find a good grass spot, not like this, but you want to have an even surface so when you do your tricks you're not going to get thrown off. Another thing is you don't want to wear shoes. You want to go barefoot, and what this does is it allows your foot to move freely in the grass. When you wear shoes, your foot is going to get caught, you twist an ankle and stuff like that. And of course, after you get your tire down, you want to wear like light pants. The next thing would be is you got to warm up. I'm not going to cover that now. The first thing that I'm going to teach you guys is the basic hook kicks. What you want to do is you want to get in the front stance and then throw the hook from there. What this does is it gives you a lot of momentum for other moves later on, and also used in a lot of combos. So that's the basic hook kick. Next thing would be a tornado kick. This is another basic kick that you use in a lot of combos, and it leads to a 540. So this is basically what it looks like. You want to get in your same stance as your hook kick, right like this, hands up. Show you again. You want to punch right here, and you want to really push off your right foot. And you're going to chamber this foot up. So just like this. And when you do this, you want to make sure you're looking straight ahead and up at your target. So you're looking over here, you're going to go down, not going to hit your leg at the right spot. So it's very important. This also leads to the 540, but to get the 540 you really have to push off this leg. Roll that leg up. Alright, so after you get your basic hook kicks down, this is another move to add to your arsenal or whatever. It can also be used in a lot of combos. What you want to do is, this move is called jumping 360 crescent or jumping hook kick. There's two ways you can do it. You can do it off 2 feet, or you can do it off 1 foot. So I'll show you both. What you want to do is you're just going to basically jump and do your hook kick. So I'll show you the 2 foot one first. So basically you can do a little hop or run or just jump in place. The other move would be off of the 1 foot. So 1 foot takeoff would be like this. You can do it out of like a hook kick if you want. So I just set 20. Oh. Alright, the 1 footed one would just be right from your front stance. A little bit easier. Show you again. You really just want to punch off his leg, as opposed to alright, the next move is jumping front kick. The prerequisite for this would be a front kick. Okay, so for your front kick, you get in your stance, you chamber your foot, and you kick out. Alright, so for jumping front kick, you just want to do like the 2 footed takeoff. So you can just come here and down. Alright, let me just show you again. You want to bring this foot up, jump, and then chamber and kick out. Always want to look in front of you. So, look at that, the sun's out. Alright, another thing you really want to emphasize when you trick is proper technique. You don't want to do your hook kick like that. You really have to make sure your leg is completely extended out. Your foot, everything is in the right position, because this is really going to affect how good your tricking looks. And if you don't have the good technique, it's not going to look as impressive as somebody that does. And it's really important to focus on that. Next thing I'll show you guys is a headstand. This is a little bit easier than a handstand, and it could help you learn some moves. Basically, the position that you want is your head out in front, your hands behind you. And you want your feet together and your toes pointed up. Alright, so just like this, guys.
You can do different things for you.
Alright, a few more things on the headstand. The headstand is a good way to practice other moves while saving your strength instead of doing it in the handstand. Like I was showing you before, the split kicks or just straddling out. I'll just show you guys from the side real quick because it's kind of hard to look from straight on. See, my arms were bent to support me. They weren't like straight out. That's basically all I can say about the headstand. I mean, it's generally pretty easy. You want to keep your back straight, feel your balance. Alright, the next thing is going to be handstand. It's going to be really hard for me to do this on the slope, and the ground is uneven. But there's a couple ways you can go into it. You really want to have a good handstand because it affects your round off, and a lot of other things that you need to have a good handstand for. So I'll show you this way first. You're just basically going to kick into a handstand. Start here, and then up. You really want to have your head looking under your arms, because if you look out, you're going to fall over. You know, feet together, perfect balance. I'll just show you another way to do it. Another way to do it is a little bit easier, I guess. You could do a cartwheel into a handstand. So right here. Kind of hard for me to do on this slope because it's pulling me back. But that's basically the idea of that. Like I was saying, cartwheel is a very big move. Use this to get into stuff, like a flash kick or a backflip or anything like that. Also helps your aerial. Very important to have a good cartwheel before you start doing aerials. Alright, so basically you want to start like this, and you want to put your hands down, and you're going to end facing the opposite direction. Alright, and you want to have your hands up after you do your cartwheel, because that gives you the set, and you could go right into a flash kick or something. Because if your arms are down, you're bent over, you're not going to be able to do it. So when you come out of that cartwheel, you want to try to get your hands up, try to get that momentum out of the cartwheel, because that's the whole point of it. Alright. Another thing to do on cartwheel, be really focusing on getting it vertical. Because if it's slanted or it's not going to look as good, you're not going to get as much power out of it. It's not going to help you with aerial as much. So before you even try aerial, try to get a good cartwheel going. Try to get the momentum of it. And if you're looking for aerial, you really want to emphasize the push off your left leg or whatever leg you go in the cartwheel with. See, I barely had to use my hands on that. I'll go back a little bit further. Just the tap of the hands. That's all from pushing off my left leg and going forward like that. The next thing would be a one-handed cartwheel. After you get your cartwheel down, you do it good, you want to do a one-handed cartwheel. This is going to be another step closer to an aerial. So what you want to do is you want to get in your cartwheel position, put your hand out, the same leg that you cartwheel off of, that's the same hand that wants to go out. And you want to be, again, facing the opposite direction. Alright, so like the cartwheel, it's really important to push off this leg. So that's the one-handed cartwheel.